Call Allah Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Makakwadash. Part 2, the curses. Curse shalt thou be in the city, and curse shalt thou be in the field. Curse shall be thy basket and thy store. Curse shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly. Because of the wickedness of thy doings, thereby thou hast forsaken me. Yahweh shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under shall be iron. Yahweh shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. Yahweh shall curse thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and shall flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Yahweh will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Yahweh shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed. From the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head, the Lord shall bring thee, and thy king which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone, wooden crosses, and wooden idols of the false god Jesus. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword, a black man, not an Israelite, a nigger, not an Israelite, a colored, not an Israelite, a spick, and all the other crazy shit that our enemies call us, okay? Among all nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruit of the land shall the locusts consume. The strangers that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. We will be poor, and they will be exceedingly rich. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. Yokes of iron was in slavery. Big cast iron yokes around your neck with a bell on it. So if you tried to run, they knew where to send them hounds to catch your ass. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. The eagle, symbol of the Edomites. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Our original language was Hebrew. So when we first heard this bastardized English language, we didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. Imagine that. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks. Of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until the high fence walls come down, wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout the land, which Yahweh thy power hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy power hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. Cut off from food and resources, cannibalism, disobedience of Yahweh thy power is a serious transgression. We did that. Come back to the Lord, or you will be destroyed. Brought back through childbirth in the kingdom of heaven, but destroyed on this side for willful disobedience of Yahweh, thy power. So, if we follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord Yahweh, then We will only be blessed, and we will be above all nations, which we shall be when Yahweh Shai, who we worship, comes back to redeem us. And through him, Yahweh, his power shall be manifest, and we will all be saved and redeemed, and the kingdom of heaven will be ours. But on this side, repentance, turning from the wicked ways, recognizing that we do have enemies, and calling them out. That's what we're going to do. 12 tribes of Israel. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the scattered, the speckled bird. We were scattered all throughout all the nations of earth. And we all don't look alike. We look through being scattered like everybody on the planet. This is your brother, Ariel Judah. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakwadash. Shalom.